Just a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional and the information I provide is purely based off of mild research and personal experience. This should not be used as a means to substitute actual medical help. If you need help, go get some help. Ready on your marks, get set, let's go. Let's settle on a venture that we call home. Why don't you pull up a chair and get a drink perhaps? Take a breath, take a break, take a look at all you know. Maturity. The quality of behaving mentally and emotionally like an adult. Whatever that means. It's not always easy being the bigger man. The bigger person. Arguments I used to have in high school seem so illogical now that every time I reminisce about them, I cringe. I can't help it. Looking back to my past, I realized that my road to being a mature member of society was a lot more miserable than I would like to admit. I didn't have the ideal father figure, and I idolized certain people in my life only to realize that they didn't have the same morals and values I had. And I realized how much time I wasted looking up to that person in the first place. High school, as I say pretty much every video, was an interesting point in my life. I disobeyed my mother and neglected my responsibilities. Looking back on it, I wasn't as nice towards my family as I would have liked to think. I felt shackled by my responsibilities and thought that maturity was just being quiet and not complaining about things that actually did matter. For years, I had this twisted perception of what maturity actually was. It just made me bottle up all of my feelings into this amalgamation of a cloud that loomed over me for a long time. But through some of the experiences through high school and college, I began to understand the concept of maturity more. Let me just get something straight. Maturity isn't the state of being serious all the time. It's the ability to handle problems solemnly, being just and fair. At least that's what I think. It's really crazy to me that I'll meet people who are 2 decades older than me and they're just complaining about things that are out of their control, or even things that they cause themselves, but they just feel the need to complain about it. It's like, just own up to it. For one to become mature, you just need to be focused and driven. Definitely not the same for everybody. For instance, for me it was babysitting, and even when I was babysitting, I didn't want to do that, but my minds were on other things. All I had in mind was spending time for myself, going to hang out with friends and stuff, but I really should have been there in the moment. And I was, occasionally, but I just couldn't wrap my head around not being able to do the things I wanted. But with the mindset of preserving myself and my time, it just bottled up until I blew up, and I said things that hurt people, and I hurt myself too. I'm the one who dug myself into this mental hellscape, which I marinated in until I blew up. It wasn't until after the blow up that I started actually thinking about more. With everything that I vented up being gone, I was able to focus on what I could have done differently. I hurt myself with the words I said, and I hurt somebody else who was close to me. To put it mildly, emotional maturity is managing your emotional responses to situations that arise in a calm and collected manner. That's not to say you aren't allowed to be mad. All it means is to respond appropriately to what is thrown at you. Thanks for watching today's video. I know it was a bit of a short one, but I would prefer to get a short video out rather than no video at all. But remember, the road to maturity isn't something that you can speed through. It takes patience. There's nothing better than facing a trial with a calm and collected mind. But anyways, until next time. Hasta luego.